To find the midpoint of a segment, the point that's halfway between these two endpoints, you're just going to take the average of the endpoints. So what that means is if I have 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2, then the midpoint is the average of the x's, so I'm going to add them together and divide by 2, comma, and then the average of the y's. Add them together and divide by 2. So let's find the midpoint of the segment between these 2 points. Okay. The x-coordinate of my midpoint is going to be -2 plus 4 divided by 2. And the y-coordinate of my midpoint is 6 plus -8 divided by 2. If I simplify that, I get 2 over 2, which is 1, and -2 over 2, which is -1. What do I do if I know the midpoint of a segment and one endpoint? I'd like to get the other endpoint. Okay, well, let's call the other endpoint x, y. And so I'm going to say 3, that's the x-coordinate of the midpoint, is equal to x plus 0 divided by 2. That's the average of the x-coordinates of the endpoints. And if I multiply by 2, I get x is 6. And then 5 is the y-coordinate of the midpoint, and that's going to equal the average of the y-coordinates. Okay, so I'm going to multiply by 10 and subtract 2, and I get y equals 8. So the other endpoint is at 6, 8. Now let's talk about graphing linear equations. The standard or general form of a linear equation is ax plus by equals c, and a and b are not both 0. One could be 0, but not both. So to graph any line, you need at least 2 points. And if an equation is in standard form, 2 easy points to get are the x and y intercepts. To get the x-intercept, I'm going to set y equal to 0. So that gives me 2x minus 3 times 0 equals 12. Of course, 3 times 0 is just 0. So 2x equals 12. So x equals 6. So I have an x-intercept at 6, 0. To get the y-intercept, I set x equal to 0. So that means I'm going to have 2 times 0 minus 3 times y equals 12. Of course, that's 0. 12 divided by -3 is 4. So I have a y-intercept at 0, 4. Okay, so let's get some axes here. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 1 point on my line. And 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another point on the line. Connect them. And there's my line. If you have an equation in what's called slope-intercept form, then it's really a nice, easy task to graph it. So if you have y equals mx plus b form for your equation, that means you know the slope is m, the number in front of x, and the y-intercept of the line is b. So graph the line y equals -2/3 x plus 5. Okay. So I'm going to start by plotting my y-intercept, which is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my y-intercept. And this tells me what direction to go in. I'm going to go down 2 and over 3 because it has a -2/3 slope. So I'm going to go down 2 over 3, and there's my new point for my line. And I could just keep generating points by just going down 2 over 3, down 2 over 3.